Thanks for tuning in to Steel City Football, the 4-1-2. Let's jump right in. The Pittsburgh Steelers made the right decision last night in drafting Derreck Harmon. First, I want to get into Derreck Harmon, the person, the player. Before I knew any of this about his mom being severely ill, I thought he was a great human being, a great person. You heard Mike Tomlin say he had that Pittsburgh Steeler DNA, and I truly believe that. For all the media out there saying they don't know what that is, maybe you're covering the wrong team. There's a certain type of toughness, an element to a player that is not coachable. That usually they're born with this type of toughness and tenacity, and that's what Derreck Harmon has. So you combine this with his physical ability, and the thing that I loved about Derreck Harmon the most important quality of Derreck Harmon wasn't him being 6'5", 315 pounds, being explosive, being fast. Almost all the players have these certain qualities. The most important quality that you have in the NFL is how important is football to you? How bad do you want to prove that you want to be the greatest player ever? And that's what Derreck Harmon has. He has this tenacity about him that's not coachable. Football, you could tell in his play that football means a lot to him. You can never have enough of these types of players on your team. This is the Steeler DNA. This is Mean Joe Green. This is Brett Kiesel. This is Casey Hampton. This is all those great defenders rolled into one. The TJ Watts, the Mel Blunts, the Rod Woodsons. The Pittsburgh Steelers organization, out of all the organizations, when it comes to defensive players, they do a phenomenal job at finding these types of players with this type of mentality. It's very rare that they miss. It's very, very rare. Now, when it comes to quarterbacks, that's a different story. I feel like the Pittsburgh Steelers are cursed in a way because they didn't draft a hometown kid, Dan Marino. It's a totally different video. So let's talk about Derreck Harmon, the player. Derreck Harmon is not just a space eater. He is a Warren Sapp type player where he can shoot the gaps, he can bring pressure, he can chase plays down. He doesn't take plays off for a big man. He puts that blue-collar mentality, the hard hat, the lunchbox. He brings it to work. He brings it to games. Most big men, they take plays off. He doesn't take big plays. He doesn't take plays off. It matters to him that he wins every single snap. You can't coach that. That's the biggest problem with Broderick Jones. Broderick Jones, he's 6'6", 330 pounds, but he's got the heart of a 100-pounder. And then he blames everybody else. I don't think it's important to Broderick Jones. That's my opinion. All the physical ability is there. I see him purposely whiff on blocks. If he doesn't know what he's doing, listen, if you don't know what you're doing on the offensive line, if you have no clue who to pick up, yeah, I watch the tape on him all the time. He has no clue who to pick up, so you know what he does? Absolutely nothing. He just whiffs on the block. If you don't know what you're doing, I'll make it real simple for you. From Pop Warner to the NFL, if you don't know what you're doing on any given play, hit the guy in the opposite jersey. I shouldn't have to even say that. But let's stick to Derreck Harmon. And going back to Derreck Harmon, he would never do something like that. He's not this type of player. He's not this type of individual. And it shows. The tape doesn't lie. The tape never lies. See, that's the greatest thing about football. The tape don't lie. The eye in the sky never lies. It's a game of truth. Either you're giving it all you got on every play and you are that player, or you're not. There's no room for mediocrity. Sure, you could be a mediocre player in the NFL. You'll have a mediocre career and get mediocre money and have a mediocre legacy. You get the point? But then there's those players that on every single snap, they're playing like their hair's on fire, like their life is on the line, and like they want to be an NFL Hall of Famer. And that's what you have in Derreck Harmon. 6'5", 315 pounds, from Detroit, Michigan. He ran a 4.95 40. His 10-yard split was super impressive for a guy that size, 1.74. He really does remind me of Warren Sapp in a lot of ways, and Warren Sapp is a lot shorter than him, played about 6'1 and a half. Derreck Harmon is a huge individual. 6'5", 315, with that type of motor, and this is why it's going to make the Pittsburgh Steelers a lot better team. In college, it's a lot easier to get double teamed because the other players around you aren't that good. So these college teams will double you. And it limits your production. Derreck Harmon's senior year, he had 5 sacks. He had 10 tackles for a loss. Who cares about the tackles? You are easier to pinpoint in college because the college team will say, we have to stop him. Where on the NFL, you got 11 professionals. Yeah, you could double team certain guys, but then it definitely opens the lane up for other people. Now you have Derreck Harmon in the middle. This is the best defensive team he's ever play with in his life. Who does that make it better for? TJ Watt, Alex Highsmith, Nick Herbig, rushing the passer. Because now we got heat coming from every direction. It also frees up the linebackers. This is a great pick. This was a great move by the Pittsburgh Steelers. They didn't reach. They're fully prepared to go with Mason Rudolph as the starter or value quarterback, just like Jalen Hurts. I completely agree. Great pick. Love the player. Love the human being. Let's let Derreck Harmon tell you himself what he did with the NIL money.
NIL purchase. Or at least the first one.
I bought my mom a car.
What'd you get her?
She had a stroke my freshman year. She did fuck sophomore year. So I was able to get like a van accessible.
Nice.
Which they would put a wheelchair in the van and our partners able to just drive around. So
perfect.
The thing that I like the most about Derreck Harmon is this. He knew the entire year he was going to go in the first round. He knew that. Guaranteed first round pick. Never came out of character. Never made it about him. He has humility. That's who he is as a person. The money's not going to change him. He's going to get that money and everything is going to be exactly the same. When I say a safe pick, I'm not trying to minimalize his excellence and his talent and his tenacity. That's not what I mean. This young guy, this young man, 21 years old, knew for an entire year that he was going to be a first-round draft pick, he was getting paid to play college football. Taking care of his mom who has a severe illness, buying her a car, accessible wheelchairs, didn't let the fame that he knew he was going to get to his head like certain guys. I don't want to mention any names who we know they're still on the board. You know, it's not easy. You're 21 years old, and you already know going into your senior season, you're guaranteed to be a first-round pick. This is when you see guys' true character. Are they going to show up and play in the bowl game? Are they going to walk around campus like their shit doesn't stink and take the year off? A lot of guys do that. A lot of guys say, I'm not playing in a bowl game. I'm not getting hurt. F my team. Plenty of guys do it. None of those negative qualities apply to Derreck Harmon. 0. If anything, the money makes him a better player. Better training, better nutrition, better recovery. Calais Campbell type attitude. Calais, sorry if I pronounce your name wrong. University of Miami player. Has been in the league 19 years. 19 years playing in the NFL. Doing everything right. This is who Derreck Harmon, he reminds me of the way he carries himself. As far as play, he reminds me of Warren Sapp. And Warren Sapp is arguably one of the greatest defensive tackles ever. Great pick. Mike Tomlin, Omar Khan, A+. A+ with the pick. Let's watch Mike Tomlin give Derreck Harmon a call, tell him he's going to be a Pittsburgh Steeler. Coach Tomlin gives Derreck Harmon a call.
How you doing? Hey, congratulations to you, man. We're excited to have you. You're in Detroit with your family? Man, congratulations, man. We're excited about getting started. We want you to bring that big boy presence that's been on display on all that tape we looked at.
Yeah.
My guy. Hey, congratulations to you and yours, man. We got a lot of people that want to welcome you and say hello, and then you're gonna get an opportunity to maybe address the media, and then we'll get you in Pittsburgh, PA tomorrow. How's that sound?
Big boy presence. That's exactly what he is. He's a big guy. Mean like Mean Joe Green. Type of explosiveness like Warren Sapp. That's really what we got here. Great pick. Let's watch Derreck Harmon collapse the pocket against Washington. Under the arm. Boom. He's a monster, and he's a monster that can move. Just totally destroys the tackle on that play. Setting the edge. Beats off a double team. Tackles the back in the backfield for a loss. He's a monster that can move, and he's a conditioned monster. He's a conditioned, mean, self-discipline monster that can move, that wants it, where football is important to him. A lot of great qualities all rolled up into one, and he is a monster. Derreck Harmon's family celebrating him getting drafted.
Started his career at Michigan State, had one season at Oregon. He had a really good season because he did something at Oregon that he didn't do at Michigan State, was compete against the system when it Detroit. Started his career at Michigan State, had one season at Oregon. He had a really good season because he did something at Oregon that he didn't do at Michigan State.
Coach Tomlin and Omar Khan on Derreck Harmon. I'll finally end it with this.
I think the other day when we met, we talked about certain guys that we would not trade away from, and this is one of those players for us. The phone was ringing, and we had some serious conversations. But at the end of the day, once Derrick was still there, we were excited, and it was an easy choice for us. But like I said, can't wait to get him here. He fits the Pittsburgh Steelers, and like I said, I can't wait to get him in here. Day for us.
Haven't seen Coach Tomlin smile like that in a while. It tells you something. He knows what's coming. This is what turned around the Philadelphia Eagles. Philadelphia Eagles turned it around. Not when they got Jalen Hurts, is when they started to draft monster defensive linemen, and it changed. The Philadelphia Eagles were not a good team, and not too long ago. They just won the Super Bowl last year. 2 years prior to that, they picked 9th overall in the draft, and then the following year, I think 7th. That means you weren't doing well. In a short period of time, they turned it around by drafting defensive lineman Jalen Carter and those other guys, mostly from Georgia. They turned it around. And so will the Steelers with picks like Derreck Harmon. Thanks for tuning in to Steel City Football, the 4-1-2.